Okay. First things first. Sound check, sound check. Mic 1, 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh my God. First off, Shayna. Hall of all halls, she got these for 5 cookies each. Oh, I can say dollars here. $5 each, basically, when you combine her like coupons with the sales and stuff. So like, Shayna, I feel like hats off to you. That is dope AF. OMG. Sound check. Sound check. Can you guys hear me? I need to know you can hear me. Someone say something. Someone say something.
LOL.
Yes, okay. I'm taking it. You can hear me. Dude. Dude. Those are good ones too. Like I have 1 or 2 that I need to use. I don't know where they are. Crap. I don't know where they are. So, yeah.
I need to go to Michael's LOL.
Shh, we're not doing that, Letty. Don't do it. I mean, do it, but don't do it. Okay. So are you ready to see like the idea I had before we get started while we're waiting for everyone to kind of show up? The idea I had. I came across this and it looks like very medieval, like Zelda-ish vibes. I don't know. And this one you can tell is like a chunky knit.
Yes.
Huh. Oh my God. And when you go down the rabbit hole, there you can cat ear it. That's totally a knit. That's totally a knit. But I feel like we can do this. You can do, this looks like it's probably a knit. But I feel like we can do a crochet version. Right? Okay. Are you getting all like the whole like we need to do this like now vibes? Like I mean, that's a knit too, but we can crochet this, right? Are we doing it? Because I just out of the corner of my eye I found this skein. I forgot I had these. I have 2. That would give me 800 yards. I have a funny feeling we only need like 6.
Yes.
Okay, so we need to do this. And I'm going to do it in this, so it's nice, light, and bright, and whatever. And then you guys can... Oh, this is the next thing I'm doing, because I... Sorry, Cocoon Sweater Letty, don't hate me. It's by my nightstand. I am going to finish it. I am. I am. But ADHD moment, this needs to happen. This needs to happen. Okay. And yes, the cocoon sweater. And then yes, I'm in the middle of crochet fingerless gloves, but they're boring me and they're cute, but they're just not as exciting as what this is going to be. And so I need to do it. I need to do it. So we're going to do it. I digress, guys.
I've given up with the cocoon sweater.
No, don't give up. It is still going to happen because it's sitting by my nightstand and it's taunting me and it's like yelling at me. It's yelling at me. It's like haunting me in my sleep. So it's there. I leave it there so it doesn't stop bugging me. So don't give up on it because I need to get it done. I need to get it done. But I think you testers are going to have a field day with that one because I can't tell if the math ain't mathing.
LOL.
Or did I mess up and add stitches somewhere? So full disclosure, that one you guys may end up regretting me finishing it. I'm just letting you know until we get it through the testing phase. But anyway, so there's a lot of things coming, guys. I am slowly but surely getting my feet back under me little by little. If you guys notice, I've been updating my thumbnails, updating the descriptions. Eventually, I hope to get another schedule going that's a little bit more fixed. But until then, we're going to continue trying to do the Thursdays at 2 o'clock. Those are going to probably still be our bigger projects. And then on Tuesdays, we will probably do smaller things like the diagrams like we did last Tuesday where we worked on this. That was last Tuesday's class, and just picking random things like this that we can quickly bust out. That's not a whole lot of pressure. And that might be how we get started for a little while until I can actually have the sanity to do 2 large overlapping projects at a time again like I used to. We'll see how that goes. So anyways, that being said, if you guys have any requests along the way, other than Letty's cocoon sweater, then please don't hesitate to tell me what it is that we're going to be making. Hopefully I bought enough time for some people to show up. If you guys were with us last week, we've been doing this version of a corner to corner stitch, and we're turning it into a triangle shawl. And I know it's a little hard to see the texture underneath. Give me a second. I definitely did not plan that out as well as I could have.
Give her any more ideas, LOL.
Guess what, Letty? This idea was all on my own, so I don't even technically need y'all to get me distracted. I will do it. It's a guarantee. But I digress. I do circle back and get things done. I do. And I will. So yeah. Anyways, but this is the texture that we're learning. Like the yarn I got? Oh my god. The yarn you got would be, you need to use it in the hooded, the thing that Letty's going to end up not agreeing to test. I know it. All right. So grab your projects. If you guys were with us last week, you should have already gotten to a point where you are 45 inches across or whatever desired length. I lost a little bit at Yarn Chicken, so mine is not going to be as big. We're going to see how big it is once I get it to relax after I block it, and then it just might be a child's shawl if that's the case, and that's a little bit of a bummer, but some lucky teenager is going to love the you know what out of this thing if that is the case, so I'm not too sad. Okay, we got all of our squirrel moments out of the way. We have our yarn. One small concern, I'm going to have to add in white yarn. So I have that ready to go. Why do I have to add in white yarn? Because we lost at Yarn Chicken and I need to be able to do fringe. Or I could just do like tassels instead. We'll see. We'll see how much I have after we do this last border. Because I could just do 1, 2, 3 and then show you guys fringe. I think that might be what I do. What do you guys think? Because nah, we'll go fringe with white. We'll add in the white. I think we'll add in some white. So I'm thinking doing the fringe by mixing these and doing it like so. That is what the plan is. That's what I think we're gonna do. Yes, yes. Can I get a vote? Can I get something? Come on, YouTube. The delay is insanely killing me. Okay, let's get these untangled because I just got them tangled with each other while I wait. Okay, so if you guys were here last week, you also got your screenshots. Get those ready. If you do not have them, hold on. I'm pulling it up right now. Go ahead and take your screenshots right there. What we're going to be focusing on is that top final row. So all of those black stitches going across, that's what we're going to be doing today. And then I'm going to be showing you guys how to add fringe or tassels, depending on what you guys end up voting as we're waiting in the chat. So that's what we're going to be doing. Today's going to be kind of a shorter day just because that it's only the one row that we're actually doing. So grab your screenshot. This has all that you need for the entire pattern, in all honesty. What's up, Mrs. Detman? How are you? Are you already cooking dinner? If you guys like know how to read diagrams, you don't need to go back to my previous tutorial because you have everything you need in this image to make this pattern. But if you are like, I've never read a diagram, this looks like insanely crazy, Jen, you are nuts. Go back to last Thursday's video. I walk you through it start to finish, and you might even get a little bit more familiar with how to read diagrams, which is the goal anyway. Okay, hopefully you got your screenshot. 3, 2, 1. Burp. All right, perfect. Lucky you. I did pizza the other day. I'm going to try your barbecue chicken tonight. Your barbecue ranch, not barbecue, your buffalo ranch chicken. That's what I'm going to try tonight. I got to put that in before I go pick up kiddo though. Okay. So now that we are there, let's go ahead and look at it. If you guys don't remember, we're doing our 6.5 millimeter hook, aka a K hook. And we are now going to kind of do our increase almost the same as we have been. So you may want to reference your screenshots because I know this is blurry. I only was able to print this out on something stupid small. We're just going to roll with it. But reference your screenshot. You're going to see where it says final row.
Let me know.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And then if you count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll bring the screenshot up again so you can really see it. 4 chains, and then we're single crocheting into the second chain, followed by a chain, and then right here, which this is a double crochet, and that'll be into the second, third, fourth chain. So you're literally just counting, and here's a clearer image so you can see it one more time before we actually practice it. So where it says final row, you see the 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, that single crochet, which is that plus sign, that is going to be in your second chain. And then you're going to chain 1 and double crochet into the fourth chain from the hook as we do this. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's get that out of the way. So remember, I said we're going to do 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically you're turning, but we don't need to really like turn yet. Just need to get that to the right side. Single crochet in the second hook. So here's our first, here's our second. So we're doing a single crochet. Single crochet by inserting your hook. Pull up 1, pull up 2. Now you're going to chain 1, skip 1, that one right there. This is the one we're in. Skip that one. And we're going to do a double crochet here, which is the fourth chain from our hook. So yarn over and double crochet. All right. And then when we look at our pattern, very hard to see, but right here, let me see, right where you see this triangle, right to the left, there's a dot. And I'll pull up the image again. That dot is a slip stitch. So we're going to end up slip stitching just like we did with these boxes. We're going to slip stitch to that chain 3, and then we're going to chain 1, single, chain 1, skip 1, double. And we're going to repeat all the way across to clean up this line, and it creates little triangles. So here it is one more time. There's that dot I was mentioning that you can see to the left of the double crochet we just did. I just want you guys to see that tiny little dot that goes into each chain at the peak of those boxes, because that's what it looks like when it wants you to slip stitch. So at least you guys are getting familiar with what those look like. And now let me show you what that means we're going to do. I'm going to go into this first chain right here, just like we have been. And I want to make sure that I'm grabbing both of those loops. To do that the easiest way, I use this side of my hook, not just this side. So because the chains kind of turn, and this is what we're looking at the back bumps. So this is my little tip. Grab that first loop, back out, hooking the bump. That will pop this part of your hook out below, and then you can go underneath. And that's how you can easily separate all that without losing your mind, and make sure that you're grabbing those two. So again, we're just going to slip stitch into that. Nothing crazy. We're grabbing those loops, and to slip stitch we go through it all. Chain 1, and it wants us to single crochet right into that same spot. And I know this is a little blurry, reference your image, but chain 1, and we're single crochet right there. And then we've got our another chain 1 and our double slip stitch. Chain, single, chain, double, slip stitch. And we're going to keep going all the way across. We're going to do this together because I can't fast forward because we live. So there's our single, chain 1, skip 1, and you're working a double in that final chain. And now we're going to slip stitch into, these are our chain 3s. We're going to slip stitch into that first one again. Slip stitch. Chain 1, going back into the same spot, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. And going back over here, slip stitch, chain 1, same spot, blah, single crochet, chain 1, and double into that final one. And as you can see, now you're getting that clean edge. So you can do this with any corner to corner, and I think you can just replace that chain in between. So Letty, I know you were working on a corner to corner blanket. If you ever wanted to do a solid version and turn it into a shawl, I believe in the middle you would do a half double crochet instead of that chain 1, skip 1. And that so you would be single, half, double, slip, single, half, double, slip. And that's how you would do it on a full corner to corner. So single, here we are chaining 1 and skipping 1 and doing our double. But that's how you can convert a corner to corner into a triangle instead of only doing your rectangles or your squares, which is always nice. And corner to corner is really nice too, because if you guys start going into tapestry and stuff like that, or graph gans, people use corner to corner for the graph gan quite a lot. Yep. Single, chain 1, and double. Single, chain 1, skip 1, double. And then I've also wondered,
I must have had a lot of salt in my food and didn't know it, or the cold is getting to me. My hands hurt bad this morning.
Oh, and salt will do that. And cold will do that. You know, Mrs. Stepman, just plain and simple, we're not 25 anymore. I don't know who needs to hear that today. So be gentle with yourself, but we are not 25 anymore. And if you are 25 in here, God bless you. Take care of your body, because you won't be 25 at some point. Single, chain 1, double. And single, chain 1, double. See? And you're taking this jagged edge and you're making it pretty. Look at it just get all cleaned up. Like, I love it. I love it. This is a really good shape. This is a good pattern. It is not normally this rigid. Like I said, if you do it with this was a thick 4. I do that one that's in the background. That one was a worsted weight, and it was a 4 as well, and it drapes way better. So it's just this yarn. This yarn did not have as much drape. I know it's gonna soften up once I get it under the steam. I just hope it'll also get a little bit larger, but I don't know if it will. Likely no. So this might be a kid's one. We'll see. I'll try it on. I also tend to like my stuff way more dramatic than it needs to be, because this is my statement piece. Jeans, tank top, big oversized fluffy scarf. Scarf Afghan. Scarf gan? Is that a thing? Shayna, you would know. Is scarf gan a thing? You guys are leaving me to talk to myself. This is what happens. I actually might do tassels instead of using the white. I feel like the white's going to clash with this. And you guys didn't give me your opinion, so now I'm making an executive decision. I will still show you guys how. Ooh, why is this doing that? I will still show you guys how I do that. Both fringe and tassel. I think they're going to, actually it's the same. It's just one of them's going to have more strands versus the other. You guys can still hear me, right? Because I feel like there was a weird setting that I might have accidentally hit. I don't think so. Because I hit my mouse when I was moving it over, and I'm like, oh, no. Slip stitch. Chain 1. And then half double crochet.
What's the difference between tassels and fringe?
Tassels are more like your curtains when you have like the big amount of strands going over the top, and then you usually tie it. And then fringe are like your tinier ones, where it's more like 4 or 5 strands all spread out. I'll probably show you fringe, and then we'll finish with tassels together so you guys can see both. And I'll probably use tassels on this one. I gotta see if I remember how to do the knot on it, because it's technically a macrame knot. We can figure it out. I believe in us. This chain bot said that really, really weird. I'll bet you the other one probably wouldn't have said it at all, though. And single, chain 1, double. You're gonna not split your yarn. Single, chain 1, double. All right, chain 1, double. And we're getting close to the end. Let's wrap that up. Chain 1. But I don't like tassels. That's what's bugging me. I'm still stuck on this. I really am. I really want to do fringe. I like it better than the tassels. But I don't want to mix the white. The white's really, really bright. That rhymed. I'm a poet. Do fringe, even if we're adding the white? Because look, the white's really bright. It's really bright. And I don't have a good matching gray. Slip stitch, chain 1, single,
it will stand out.
Is that a good thing? We'll do it. We'll do it. For the fringe, since I'm getting close to wrapping up, if you guys have, I have used several things to make the fringe. I'm going to show you the easiest way I know to do it. I use a pencil box. It's just what I've always had because I used to keep my hooks in pencil boxes until I started getting my zip bags. So that being said, if you guys have a pencil box, if you don't, a book. I've even used, I will kid you not, I have used a Sour Patch candy box. Just anything that you can wrap a lot of the strands of yarn around is what you're looking for. Like I said, a book works. Oh my God, I'm doing the boxes and not our triangles. Chain 1, single, chain 1, and double. But yeah, I've used books. You're going to finish it off. So to finish it off, I just do one more chain and pull it through. I don't want to cut this too short because I need to make sure that the fringe is will be shorter than that piece. Otherwise, I'm going to have a piece that stands out and that won't be fun. And then you finish by pulling it all the way through. That becomes the knot. You are secure. You are secure. So how are we going to do our fringe? Like I said, I grab my pencil box. Boom. Okay. A book works. Anything that's going to be kind of like where 2 passes is going to be your fringe cut in half, because my fringe is going to be this long, because I'm going to end up folding everything back in half. So if you have too small of an item, you're going to end up with too short a fringe, and you may or may not like the effect because it can make it kind of poof more like a pom-pom instead of lay a little bit heavier like fringe tends to. Let's see. For reference, this is about 8 inches. So my fringe is usually about 10 inches when you factor in halfway around the box. So 20-inch strands are, I guess, would be ideal if you're trying to match my length of fringe that I usually do. And I don't know if you can really see it, but that's what is on the mannequin. You can see it better in my TikTok lives. So to do this, and I'm going to be making a ton of fringe, and I also want to remind you that I'm playing Yarn Chicken. So I've got to try to evenly distribute as much of the gray as I can amongst both sides of my triangle. So there's a little bit of planning that we're going to be doing, a little bit of BSing, I'm not going to lie. But for starters, we just need a ton of strands. So I'm wrapping it around just like so. And we're going to, it's kind of like a pom-pom maker. You're just going to keep going and keep going. But just keep in mind, if you get it too thick, it's going to be hard to cut because we are going to be cutting straight across. And we're going to keep going. And don't forget, you can always go back and make more, so don't fret. And then I'm just going to hold everything kind of where it's at right now. I'm going to quickly see how much I'm using. Okay. I might win at this side of Yarn Chicken. So now I'm lining up my scissors with where that end is, and I'm just cutting across. I probably should be using bigger scissors for this, but I already grabbed these and I can't really release it. So until I can afford to have an assistant on deck right next to me to hand me these things, I feel like a doctor going, scalpel. We're just going to keep cutting with these. Thank God they're sharp. Shout out to Karen with our accessories, because that's where I got these from, and they are clearly being used and abused right now. Come on. Ah! Okay. Perfect. That will get you a ton of strands that should be about 20 inches in length, or whatever you guys end up doing. Like I said, you can kind of, okay, this is 18 inches. 18 inches. If you guys want to mimic the length that I have, but please don't overthink it. Just find something that's a little bit comfortable for, see, my hand. It's about the length of a little bit more than my hand when it's folded in half. Okay? So now what we're going to do is, I'm going to realize that I don't think I made this strand long enough, but we'll talk about that later. Is I start from the center point of my shawl, and I like to do about 4 strands of yarn per fringe. And because I'm trying to even out the white and the gray, I'm going to grab 2 strands of each, and I'm just going to pull them out. Hold it down because obviously the yarn will stick to itself, and then you're going to be with, you know, strands of yarn are going to be going all over the place. You want to line up the edges. So I'm just going to hold it, pull each thing down. Now you know why people charge more for fringe. I'm just throwing that out there because I know I got a lot of people that stitch for commission. And we're going to fold it in half, lining those up. You don't have to be uber crazy. And I'm going into the spaces. So what I like to do is when you pull these open, you're going to see that there's boxes. Here's a box. These little kind of double crochet, like baby boxes, I guess we can call them. These little baby boxes, they're not really boxes. Those are the spaces because you have like lines like this going in between each box. I know you can see it better when everything is blocked and stretched out. So I'm going to aim for the box, and that's going to look like you're ignoring these spots. And I'm going to aim for that all the way up the side. And I stick my hook in first. Use your tools. You technically can do this with your fingers, but I use my tools. And I'm pulling all 4 strands through. Grab this strand with it. So this was the knot from the center from when we started. Grab that with it for this part because you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull all of these through like so. Like so. And then you're just going to pull that tight. Okay. Now for this one, because that strand was a little bit long, I'm going to go in and cut that strand. I normally don't go and try to even up the edges on every single fringe. First off, you'll be going crazy because it's kind of like a pom-pom. You're never going to have it quote unquote perfect. But 2, it's also just kind of unnecessary. No one's going to really see it. So don't waste your energy where it doesn't need to. So we're going to grab another 4 strands. We're going to do a few of these together. I know for some of you this might be a new concept. And I want to make sure you guys know how to add fringe because a lot of people love fringe and it goes good on a lot of things. I've seen people use it on the ends of hats. I've seen people use it on the ends of scarves, holding that all together. What's up, Kelly? How are you? So again, I'm not going to do this because those are like the side of the hash marks, the 2 hashes on the side of the box. I'm going to grab the next box, which is right here. Okay? That's the true open box in this pattern. And I'm going to just pull all my loops through. And then I'm going to pull this through so it creates that opening. And use my hook just to bop it through. And pull it tight. And you don't have to pull it crazy tight, just kind of snug. And let's see, this might be easier. So if you look at your diagram, when I'm talking to you about when I lose my pointer, okay, I lost my pointer. It's cool. I got hooks. You see, I know this is a little blurry, but you guys have your images. You'll see these are 2 bars going across. 2 bars here, 2 bars here, 2 bars here, 2 bars here. The open box, that's where we're putting our fringe, is this open box. This open box. This one. And if you're doing more like Letty, you'll have it easier on the one that you are doing because your yarn is not as, it's the way it's supposed to be. It's like this. This yarn, for whatever reason, is a little thick. I say that time and time again because you guys will have it easier than what you see me doing right now. So we're going to do another 4 strands, 2 white, 2 gray. You're going to pull them out. Line up your fringe and you'll get a rhythm. I know this part's tedious, but you'll get a rhythm. And then you're going to fold it in half, kind of line it up. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You'll see not everything is completely perfect. Hold it where you're there. Find not the double bar. You're finding the box. And you're going to pull those 4 through. And then you're going to make that opening a little bit bigger so you can just use your hook to bop all that through. Boom. Boom. And you're going to keep going all the way. If you get to the end, okay? Oh no, you'll have the perfect amount. Just kidding. That's another pattern I'm thinking. When you get to the end, you're going to end up with that box. Your final box will be right here. And it'll naturally lay, your last fringe will now, here I'll show you. It'll lay right there on that corner. Let me grab my 4 strands. 2 gray, 2 white. And then straighten these out. Fold it in half. here's how we would do the end right here. Same thing. Just finding that box. Well, it's a triangle. Go in there and pulling it through. Once you tighten it, see, that becomes the point. It's slightly to the left, but it'll become the point. So you'll have a good amount of fringe right there. And this is what you're going to end up with is your triangle shawl. And what's nice is all of your yarn, because this will be worked in with the fringe. Guess what, guys? You don't have to weave in any ends when you're done. You won't have any to weave in. That's what's so beautiful about this pattern. So we can grab 4 more. As I almost just messed up this whole thing. 2 white, 2 gray, bring them all roughly to the same point, fold it in half, find our next box, pull them through, and right through there. And you are set. Perfect. So this is it. Once you're done going all the way across, you're not going to do the top. You're only going to do these 2 sides. You're done. That's what's awesome about this pattern is it works up fairly quickly. It finishes up very easily. And it has a lot of fun texture. So I'm going to do 1 more, and then I will leave you guys to your own demise. Next week, on Thursday, we are going to start that crisscross hooded cowl. So if you guys have been wanting to do it with us, we are going to start it. It will likely be a 3-part class. So we'll be working it over the next 3 weeks. But it will give you guys an opportunity to get to know it and work it. So definitely, if you haven't subscribed, do that. All the things. Let's see here. And then next Tuesday, I don't know what stitch we're going to be practicing, but I'm going to try to find another diagram for us just to practice something small again. Just to practice something small again. And then, yes, like I said, Letty, I am probably going to not only be focusing on cocoon sweater, but also that hooded scarf thingy that I feel like we need to make a version of. And I'll show you guys one more time what we're thinking of. Like, we're thinking of something like this. We're thinking of something like this. I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, ta-da-da! But cool. I have you guys
lessons on blanket tired face.
Dude, the basket weave one that I already have recorded and the alpine stitch. Both of those are great ones and they're super popular right now. If you have chunky yarn, it can even be a quicker project for you. I also have the star blanket, and I think those are the ones I'm thinking of off the top of my head, but all of those are blankets. They're already recorded. And they're nice and easy.
Will you be on TT later?
I think so, Mrs. Detman. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to log into TT right now. So for those of you guys who don't follow me on TikTok, I go live there a lot. You guys might want to get over there and come find me. It's Genetics Creations. It's all one word. I did do a lot of updating in my link tree, so I have it all connected in there. You guys can see it under the social media section. TikTok is connected. I also added my Ravelry shop link. We did finish our hooded cowl pattern, and that is now live. So if you guys want to make the hooded cowl, you can join us for next week's class, or you can grab the pattern that is already live on Etsy. It's also live on Ravelry, and we also have our merchandise link. I connected that shop as well. So for anyone looking for the Get Hooked merch, we have hoodies, we have shirts, we have tote bags, and we have a lot more things that we're just creating based on all the inside jokes and fun and all of our stitch shenanigans that we all do as a group. So check out all those things. I'm updating things as much and as quickly as I can. Again, I have big visions for Genetics Creations this year, and that has not ended just because of life situation. So thank you guys for staying with me this entire length of time. You guys are like the OGs of the OGs. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll pop over to TikTok, and I'll see you guys there. And if you guys are not on TikTok, I will see you on Tuesday. All right, peace out, stitches.